Hi, GameTech TT. Long time since the last show. Welcome back. We're actually going to be reviewing some of these. These are suction mounts for a GoPro, for a contour camera, for those small little cameras that you could basically stick on a car, stick on a boat, anything moving, or a wall even, if you want to use your camera in an awkward place that a tripod can't get to. Very handy too. This is Richard Luke, one of the KVTV crew. Hello Richard, how you doing?
I'm doing beautiful. We've got 3 mounts here today. One from Rhino, one from Delkin, which is this one here, and I can't remember the one in the middle. Which one is this?
MUVI.
This is a MUVI.
Right.
So we're going to be looking at these three particular mounts today, and how they best work, and maybe have a recommendation if you're interested in purchasing a mount for any video work that you might be doing.
The KVTV presenters top 5 soca songs for 2040.
Feel like I'm in a red light district. All of the boys, girl,
The reason cited for pulling back the permission was that Malabar is a crimes hotspot area. In my view, the whole of Trinidad is a hotspot area.
And so I learned to drive on a bicycle cart.
Who's the girlfriend?
Yeah, well, you know.
the liquor come me. And when you see the crazy vibes start to flow, it's the liquor come me. Yeah. When the liquor...
I normally use this type. I've used this in the rally cars in Trinidad and Tobago. As you can tell, rally, very bumpy sport. It's not just driving on tarmac. You're on gravel, you're on jumps. So this has passed that test. This has also passed the test for the Carib Great Race, which is even bumpier. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I know what this one is like. We're going to do first a dry test, and then we're going to do a wet test. If these pass the dry test, then they're very good.
So we're going with the Delkin, which is actually I've used and seems to be the best of the bunch. I'm being very prejudicial here. Basically, you put it down, press down, and lock. And it's a very solid mount. You see, I'm shaking this and it's going nowhere. And this is a dry test. Now, on the Rhino, I find this particular surface very, very, very thick. And you put it down, and this one locks just by closing this particular handle. The problem with this is that it feels pretty solid actually, but you bounce it around a little, bounce it, and what eventually happens is that this particular lock opens. So you have some degree of liability with this particular mount. I suppose if they had a locking mechanism where you could lock the 2 handles together, it might have worked a little bit better, in my opinion. Okay. Now this MUVI is similar in construction to the Delkin. This particular mount, you have a rather thin rubber plasticky surface, and it uses the same type of principle in terms of locking it. And in this particular one, you have basically 3 mount points. So you press down, pull up your locking mechanism, press down. I don't even think that locked very well there. Actually, this one seems to work in the opposite direction. You lock in this position. There you go. Push down, lock. Now this lock feels solid. This one doesn't feel solid. Let's try it again. Push down, lock. See that's not locking very well. That particular mechanism. Okay. So the only one that really locked in really solidly is this particular one, and maybe it's my technique, but some or the other, this feels rather loose as opposed to this one, which is extremely tight. Can't even get it up. There you go. What do you think, Eric? You want to try it? Nope, it's the other way. It locks at the bottom. That's the locking position there.
Right, which to me isn't as sensible as the Delkin, because what I like about the Delkin is...
Now that's a pretty solid fit though, you know. On the dry, yeah, that's a pretty
Now
solid
I'm gonna
fit.
try and move these a lot more vigorously. Yeah. Now you see, this looks like it would actually break before I can remove it. So that's quite solid. The Delkin, yeah, there's a lot of give on it, but it's not. Your camera's not going to come off. The Rhino, yeah, again, very strong, and that's all dry tests, which is very good. But the only thing I'm not too impressed with is on the Rhino. If it, you see, try that again. That's not good. That is not good at all. Let's see if the Delkin survives that. The MUVI survives that. So the Rhino, look, you lock it. If you a few taps and that's come on lock. So I suppose you might want to get a tie strap round there. But what is the point of buying something like this if you have to tie strap it? You want to just use it in its natural form. So we're gonna try the Rhino again. Put it down. Let's see. Solid. Water does make a difference. It's sliding about a bit, but still. It's only got to hold the camera, so it doesn't matter if it's not going to really have that much force, but I'm trying to, about pulling, direct pull. No, I'm going to lift the car before that moves, so that's solid. So the Rhino passes the wet test. That's good. It's sliding around, but it's holding. As I say, like, there's no way it's going to slide around like that in action. So that's good. The MUVI. Right, so with the MUVI, it's press, then down, press, then down, press, then down. Solid as a rock, man, for real. And I wasn't
Actually, I'm quite impressed.
I like
by
it.
this, you know.
The only thing I don't really like about it, the plastic is an inferior plastic that is used on the other two. It's very brittle. It's one of the cheaper type of plastics. Fortunately, if you look, it has actually got a GoPro mount on it here, so you could just remove this part here and attach your GoPro directly to it. And also it's got the tripod. The only thing I don't like about this tripod screw is it's very short compared to the others. Yeah, very, very short thread. So I'd be actually worried that it's not going to hold my camera securely.
Does it have a locking mount in it? No, it's just a straight up screw. There's
Yeah.
no locking mount.
Yeah, so I'd be a bit worried about that personally, but very solid. And what I do like about these, if you've got some kind of curved surface that you're trying to put these on, look, I can't even get this off, it's so solid.
You have to slide that baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, you can adjust these to any kind of angle, which is very, very good, you know. So all three of these passed the wet test, which is expected. The Rhino failed the dry test, which is a shame. If you're getting these, to be safe, as I say, give it a bit of tape, bit of tie strap, anything to make sure that stays in place, because if you've got a camera on here, more than likely that camera is very expensive, and the footage, if it's very good footage, is probably more valuable than the camera, you know. So yeah, secure it. Thank you very much for watching.